I can remember one time a dude was in the block with him. He was new on the compound, hadn't even been there that long. He got to arguing with him about the laundry. Michelle was telling him they can wash the laundry when they get ready to wash the laundry. And dude got to call him all types of homosexual names, this, that, and the third. Michelle got to call, cussing him out, calling him the same type of names, which you call a dude, that a real dude in the penitentiary. You know, dude got to do something. He got to do something. If he don't do nothing, then, you know, it's going to look real bad for him. So Michelle got to call him all types of names and get to winding up his little fist like, come on, come on. Man, dude slapped fire from him. Bam! Knocked him down to the ground, run over on him, try to jump on him. You know, they rumbling and tussling in there, man. The people end up seeing the thing. He didn't really get out on Michelle. He ain't really hurt him that bad. You know what I'm saying? It was more like wrestling or whatnot. Michelle started biting him and everything. He hollering, screaming. They come in there, they break the joint up. So this was when I first witnessed all of their power right there, because, you know, you get in a rumble, you get in a fight, you going to jail. That's simple as that. They ended up going to come get them, take them both, you know, put the cuffs on them, take them out the block. Everybody assumed they going to jail. They gone about maybe an hour. The people come back, go to the dude's cell, go to his cell partner, pack all this stuff up, get all this stuff. Everybody wait, see they go to Michelle's cell. No. They don't even go to Michelle's cell to pack up nothing. They get dude's stuff, take dude's stuff out. Michelle's probably gone probably about 4 hours. Next thing you know, you see Michelle come back in the block, go back to their cell, and it's business as usual. Like nothing ever happened. One person going to jail, but two people was fighting. You see what I'm saying? So if you can't see what's going on with this, then you know something wrong with you. And then, like I say, a regular person in the penitentiary that's known for snitching or known for telling on somebody, they gonna catch hell in the penitentiary. From when I first came, they, you know, it done smoothed out now, because like I say, we in a new generation. You can be a snitch now and come into prison, and as long as you getting drugs, then people gonna protect you. But you ain't getting no drugs and you a snitch, you gonna catch a little hell. But if you getting drugs and you in the penitentiary, when I left, when the time by the time it came for me to leave, that's how much penitentiary has changed. They say, oh man, this dude snitched. He told, oh yeah, man, but he get them drugs. That's how bad the dudes want the drugs in there. The day is got to the point where even if you snitching, as long as you getting them drugs, then people gonna protect you to a certain degree, because they want the drugs, and you might be the only avenue that the drugs coming in on. So people gonna keep the heat up off you. Dudes ready to go to war with other dudes is trying to get at this dude for snitching, because they don't want you to get at him, because if you get at them, then they ain't gonna be able to get high. Crazy, man. This is penitentiary. You see what I'm saying? This was all happening when I was leaving. So you're talking about 30-something years later. But earlier during that time, when I was first coming in, man, if you was known to snitch, man, dudes trying to extort you. They trying to turn you into a girl. They trying to do whatever to you, man. So it was really, really rough for them. But at the same time, you got Michelle. It was obvious and known that they gonna tell on you. But wasn't nobody doing nothing to them, because the price was too high to pay. You know, and like I say, they took cold advantage of it, man. They had female officers, man. I ain't calling no names or nothing, but they had female officers that used to sneak them contraband in, man. It wasn't nothing that you might see Michelle eating a McDonald's sandwich, man. You know, and gonna show off about it. You know, eating a McDonald's sandwich in the wrapper or something, or eating some food that came out of the vending machine or something like that. They was living good, ain't no doubt about it, you know, because of the situation that they was in and the power that they had. So like I say, man, it was all new to me. It was crazy, man. And people ain't realize exactly how much power they really had. Even though you see that they get to fighting something and come back from jail, you still ain't realize the power that they had, man. That would come out later on, because I can remember, man, one of the biggest incidents that happened on there when it all came to a head was this right here exposed the whole situation, man. And anybody who was on the Augusta back in the day will remember this, because I think it was like, you know, the biggest thing that ever had happened on there to that point. And Michelle used to also be able to go over to the commissary sometime and be helping people, you know, in the commissary. So more or less they had two jobs when most people can't get one job. You know, you have a commissary worker to be over there to help bags up all the commissary and stuff like that. So they had a job over there as well as having the laundry job in the block. But when you over there and you working in that commissary, man, you got access to the commissary. You can get stuff, you can try to sneak stuff out, you can put extra stuff in people's bag and stuff like that. So that's a major job to have in there. And usually they gonna do all types of checks on you before you can even get over there to work with those type of people, because those type of people usually are coming in from the outside. They are not really a part of the administration. So they had the job over there in the commissary as well. And we could take pictures and stuff over there back then. You could take pictures, you could pay for pictures, get a picture ticket. You go over there on certain days, you could take pictures. So the big scandal came out was when Michelle was over there, and sometime when we go to take the pictures, it'll be like late in the evening when commissary was over. It was like one call that they call everybody to go down there and to take the pictures. So Michelle would be over there taking the pictures as well. So what happened was, it was a lot of rumors going out that Michelle was over there, and they have male officers over there as well, and they said Michelle was supposed to have been messing with one of the male officers. And like I say, they felt like they were so untouchable that they used to brag and talk about things like that. They used to come back and be having, like I say, street food, this, that, and the third. Michelle was saying, people were saying that Michelle would have lingerie, real women's lingerie in their cell, and people who they dealt with them that went down there, evidently they would see them in the lingerie, modeling the lingerie, wearing the lingerie, and they get to whispering to other people. And just like anywhere else, when loose lips sink ships, so it gets out to people saying this, that, and the third about them. So I guess somebody took the initiative to take that information and write a note to the administration about it. So when they wrote the note to the administration about it, the administration, that's something that I probably figure they can't ignore, So I can remember being in there, man, and them people told us to lock down, everybody locked down. And they come bum rushing in there after everybody's locked down, man, like it's a shakedown, like it's a ride or something, because that's how many people came. Usually when they come that deep, it's like a big shakedown when we having the monthly shakedown, the annual shakedown, but it wasn't even that time. So they come in there, man, about 10, 15 deep, and they come up the stairs, and Michelle sleeps all the way in the back on the corner. They come up in there, and everybody want to know whose cell they run into, and they goes to Michelle's cell, which was like, what? You know what I'm saying? All these people coming in there. So first thing we thought, Michelle down there, beat the white boy up or did something to the white boy or something like that. So they go running down there, man. They go in there. They bust the doors open. They handcuff them, both of them. They got them standing outside, while they going in there and they shaking down the whole cell or whatnot. And man, them people came up out of that cell and they took both of them to jail. And later on, what we found out was, when they went in the cell, they supposedly had found pictures, Polaroid pictures. Those were the type of pictures we could take back in the late 80s and early 90s, Polaroid pictures. They found Polaroid pictures of Michelle in the cell, pictures of them in the commissary area, which no one can get back there. No one's supposed to be back there but the administration, but an officer, but the commissary, people that comes in to serve the commissary. This is the area that the pictures was taken in, to everybody else's understanding, because later on COs end up, they talked to, and the word got out. This is how the information got spread around. But they found pictures of Michelle in commissary area, which, no inmate is supposed to be in lingerie, in wigs, and also with an officer. So it was just a major scandal on the institution. Man, they locked Michelle up. They locked their celly up. The celly won't go stay out there anyway because they were scared because Michelle won't there. They won't no way they can stay out there because people was going to extort him. If nothing else, because he was a white homosexual. Also, you was involved with Michelle, and everybody, secretly hated Michelle, but they was just scared to do anything about it because they knew the consequences. But man, it was a big scandal. Michelle was supposed to have been, doing things, sexual things with the officer. Man, the officer ended up getting fired. A couple of other officers end up getting fired. Michelle gets back in the hole once they know their goose is cooked and they can't get away. Man, they started telling on all these officers that had posted had did sexual things with them. all the officers that was supposed to been bringing them stuff in, even female officers. Man, they said that some of the female officers, which was crazy to me at the time, but later on as I got to doing time, I realized that nothing is really crazy. But they said some of the female officers used to be so enamored with Michelle and their homosexual lifestyle that they used to come around and stand. And I can remember seeing female COs as well as man COs when they doing their round standing in front of Michelle themselves for long periods of time. I thought they was just talking or Michelle was telling on somebody, but they used to stand there for a long periods of time. And Michelle said that some of those female officers used to come down there, stand in their cell and watch them, you know, perform sexual acts on each other. Male COs used to do it as well as females. So she implicated all of them in all of this scandal, man, which was crazy. And a lot of officers got fired, man. I'm talking about multiple officers all dealing with Michelle. Michelle ended up getting shipped off the compound. It was crazy, man. It was the biggest scandal on Augusta at the time, man. And it was just, it was out of this world. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like some news stuff that you see on the news. But there was a homosexual a homosexual scandal involving a homosexual inmate and officers. So you know they try to keep that out of the news. I don't know if it ever made the real news or wherever where we was up there, Craigsville News or whatever, but it was a big scandal because officers got fired, lost their job, all dealing with Michelle, man. This is the power that this person had on this compound, man. Later on, when I'm on Mecklenburg, Michelle was in the hole on Mecklenburg. Michelle never came out to population, always holler out the window or go out to the rec yard in segregation. Never came out to population because all of these killers was on Mecklenburg. This is Killerville here. Mecklenburg at this time is Killerville. If you up there for some violence, you will do some damage to somebody under certain circumstances or just because. So Michelle won't coming out there because the word was that a lot of people out there that they had snitched on, you know, back in the day, got people extra time. People was like, yeah, they come out on the yard, they gonna get the business, you know, so they ain't never come out. They stayed in the whole time that I was there on Mecklenburg. You know, you had dudes out there that wanted to do something to them. You know, Boat Billy was on there, Riverboat, you had Shorty Pimp, you had Wink Wink, you had Pinky, you had all these killers out there that won't play none of that and they don't care nothing about none of that, because if you tell on them, they gonna do something to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they ain't come out on that compound. They stayed back there in the hole. Later on, as I moved on and I went to Greensville, they ended up on Greensville as well. Now, when they ended up on Greensville, at this time on Greensville 2, this is the 90s, the early 90s. So on Greensville 2, you got killers on here, man. You know, Greensville is off the chain during this time, as I told y'all. So I can remember Michelle being on there, and I can remember them getting with this older dude who's well known in the system. He's well known for putting that work in. He will send you to the upper room. So I can remember Michelle being with them. They were supposed to be Michelle's people. You know, even with the reputation that Michelle had for snitching and telling on people, you know, this was one of these times that they had to play the straight girl role. They had to just be a girl because you were the real killer. And the only reason this real killer is protecting you is because I guess he want whatever you got to offer. But he gonna keep the heat off you because anybody who tried to do anything to you won't have to go through him. And like I say, people knew that he was a problem to deal with. You gonna have to kill this cat. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no ands, ifs, or buts about it. And you may get killed in the process. So a lot of people just let that be. They won't go mess with them. Even if they had beef with them, even if they wanted to get at them, they won't go try to do it because of the person that they was with. And when I was on Greensville, that's when they was on the other side of the yard. But I knew what was going on because I knew people over there and I knew both people. I knew the person they was with and I knew Michelle. But I can remember when it all came down to a head, man. They said, man, Michelle had ended up getting locked up because Michelle was creeping around behind old boy's back and got caught in somebody's cell, right? And doing whatever they doing, got caught in their cell by the police. The police locked both of them up. You know, they got them in the hole. So now Michelle's in a pickle because Michelle don't even when their time is up for being in the hole for whatever they're in there for, they scared to come out because they got to deal with their man. But the man want them to come out, but they scared to come out. So the man is actually, like I say, he well known too. He actually going to the administration, telling them, look, they've been back there a certain amount of time. They supposed to be out. Why you ain't release them? Woo, woo, woo. When you do release them, you need to put them back over here where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? They telling him, look, you don't call no shots, man. You know, they ain't coming out until, you know, the administration figure what they want to do. And if they don't want to come out, it ain't nothing we can do. So he steady down on them, trying to press them to get out or whatnot. And, man, I can remember one day, man, they said, man, this dude went down to the gym, went inside of the gym, got a 20-pound, 25-pound weight, walked out of the gym with the weight, wasn't supposed to take the gym out the weight, period. He done walked out of the gym with the weight, walked down to the administration building and took the weight and threw the weight through the window, man. Boom! And busted the window in the administration building, man, where the wardens in them be at, and told him, man, and pulled the Bethlehem out and told him, if you don't let them people out, you might well lock me up because I'm going to kill one of y'all. I'm telling you, better. He snapped. He went crazy on the people, man. The man done threw a weight through the administration, man. It was just crazy. They run up out there, man. They locked the compound down, man. They had to deal with him, man. Don't nobody really know exactly what happened. Everybody can say because we was all locked up. They locked everybody up before they even attempted to go at him because they didn't want other people to join in, cause a riot or whatnot. But, man, yeah, dude snapped out. He wanted them out there. I don't know if he wanted them out there because he still wanted to be with them or whether he wanted them out there because he wanted to kill them. Yeah, I don't know if he wanted to kill him, man, but it was just crazy, man. So, you know, needless to say, you know, they locked him up, and he didn't even stay back there long. They shipped him, you know, he went straight to Mecklenburg or something like that. You know, threw a weight through there, through the window of the administration building, you know, you talk about next level stuff, you know. So, yeah, he ended up getting gone. Michelle was still back there in the hole, still scared to come out because they don't know who out there. They don't know how many enemies they got. They don't know what's going on. But in the meantime, while they back there in the hole, they had already been petitioning the state to give them hormones, you know, saying that they was a homosexual, they was depressed because they couldn't live their lifestyle, you know, they was being discriminated against, trying to put a lawsuit on because they couldn't get hormones. So they fighting that battle back and forth with the court. And while they fighting that battle back and forth with the court, man, Michelle is back there in segregation, and they give us razor blades, razors, little small safety razors, and soap, little Lisa soap and stuff like that when you back there in the hole, you know, to take care of your hygiene. But people take the razor blades, even though they're small like that, they break the razor blades and get the razors out to use them for whatever they need to use them for, cutting this, cutting that, doing this, doing that. Michelle done broke the razor blades up back there in segregation and attempted to cut their penis off because they was depressed and wanted to die. They didn't want their penis. They was trying to petition the court. They had surgery. The people had already turned that down. So now they was petitioning the court to take hormones. That was still up in the air. So in the meantime, he back there in the hole, can't get out, scared to come out, going through all this with the courts, go through all types of crazy. He had a lot of cuts on his arm anyway from the first time I ever seen him, where they was like people that be cutting themselves with razor blades. So I'm assuming that's what he been doing that for a long time, way before I met him. So I bet always seen that on the arm. But now they back there in the hole trying to cut their member off, and the people had to rush back there, had to go in there and get them, rush them to the hospital. They bleeding. I mean, he won't fake it. He was actually then almost severed himself. That's what the word is. So they had to rush him to the hospital. He was all in the hospital, man. Everybody on the compound was talking about it. I think this stuff right here actually made real news. I mean, y'all can look it up yourself. I'm not going to tell you the real name, but these things that I'm telling you is factual, so you will probably be able to figure it out if you got enough investigative skills. But yeah, they got rushed to the hospital, man. It made the news. Later on, they ended up winning the lawsuit and was able to get hormones or whatever it is that they needed to take. They was able to get that, to my understanding. And like I say, this is a whole lot of twists and turns when you dealing with Michelle, man. This is, like I say, they was very manipulative, far from being dumb, and knew how to get what they wanted, when they wanted it, and how to manipulate people. And they navigated their way through that system, man, because, like I say, some of the people that they told on, some of the people that they got in trouble, these people would most definitely take their life if they could actually get around. Michelle probably got an enemy list as long as I-95, you know, where people that's on your enemy list, the administration know that they cannot put you around that person. So that's why when they go on most institutions, they lucky that they can even get on the compound, because they may have so many enemies there that they can't take the chance on putting them on the compound, because if you got somebody on your enemy list and they put you on the compound with that person and something happens to you, they're liability for whatever lawsuit may, you know, come after that. So like I say, they was lucky to get on, you know, most spreads because of the amount of enemies that they actually had. Yeah, the amount of enemies that they actually had, they was lucky to get on any compound. And like I said, their power by suing the people and, you know, the information that they, you know, gathered over the years, you know, because, man, Michelle was manipulative, very manipulative. They was known to have, on almost every compound they be on, entice male officers, even female officers, to either bring them contraband or either to indulge in sexual activities with them. So they was known to do this. I mean, on everywhere they've been, you know, they gonna end up with things that they don't supposed to have. They gonna end up doing stuff that can't nobody else do. So that was just, you know, their, you know, the skill that they possess. However they did it, they did it. You know, and like I say, anybody who been in that system for a long period of time know who Michelle is, and they can vouch for all of this, so that I'm saying, and some more. I'm telling y'all about the things that I know personally, the things that I've witnessed or the things that I've been around, but it's much more things that I've heard that I can't really substantiate, so I don't really say, but I've heard a lot, and I've heard some of the stuff from some, you know, some reliable sources. But I do know that, like I say, when that thing came out, it was a big lawsuit about it. It was all in the paper. I think they even came in there and did an interview with them. You know, that's just how big it was when they tried to cut themselves. But I think they was the first one to win that type of lawsuit in the state of Virginia, and they ended up opening the door for all of the rest of the homosexuals start demanding, you know, hormone pills and stuff like that, or starting to try to follow Michelle lead by using their, you know, homosexuality as a tool to keep other people away from them, to get moved into cells that they wanted to get moved into, to get, you know, a special treatment, because they were threatening the lawsuit. And by Michelle winning the lawsuit, it opened up the door for all types of discrimination suits. I can remember being in re-entry, and I was in re-entry with a homosexual that was, man, calling all types of shots, man. They was calling all types of shots, and it just immediately reminded me of Michelle. I mean, they would cuss the police out and threaten lawsuits at the drop of a dime for anything. And I was like, man, same police that they would cuss out and call all types of names, and yeah, well, don't worry, it'll be on paper. I put it on paper tomorrow. You gonna be looking for a job. If I or anybody else talk like that, you going straight to jail. You know, approaching the officer in a threatening manner, or threatening the officer, they gonna rewrite the paperwork and word it the way they want to word it if you show any type of aggression. But I seen this person doing it, and I knew that's the first thing thought in my mind. They following in the footsteps of Michelle, because Michelle laid a blueprint for all of them homosexuals how to get some of that weight up off of them by being a homosexual in a man's prison. Because, like I say, they manipulated the system to the fullest. Now, like I said, I don't know if they actually got out. I heard they did. You know, I got to do some checking on it. I just wanted to drop this video because it was on my mind because of all the comments about the Boo Boo and Charles stuff, and by me not being able to make the videos the way I wanted to make them right now. Just a minute, I'll be right back at y'all in a second. Then I wanted to just give y'all this, man, this good old intermission. But yeah, Michelle, man, that was the queen bee of the DOC. Now, I've seen and known of a whole lot of homosexuals that come through that system over 33 years who name be popping up, but if you really go down to the bottom line, there is no more well-known homosexual in the Virginia penal system that I can think of in my 33 years more so than Michelle. With the things they done, the noise they made, the news they made, the people that they got locked up, the people that they got extra time, the administration that they got fired, the officers that lost their job. No one has did all of that I know of more so than Michelle, man. So yeah, that's just true. So, you know, like I said, I wanted to drop that to y'all just to give y'all some type of idea of some of the things that goes on in the penitentiary, especially with that type of lifestyle, man. It's just, you know, it's something that it goes on in every penitentiary in the world. I can assure you of that. If you homophobic and you going to prison, you better get a grip of it. You better at least just be cordial. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you go up in there, you're homophobic and you get to threatening them, homosexuals, you get to going at them, you try to do something to them, your bit going to be real hard, man, because they going to have you in the trick bag, they going to have you with some more time, they going to have you up in the mountains somewhere in a worse place than you ever wanted to be in. The best thing I can advise you is to mind your business and let them do whatever they want to do as long as it don't affect you. That's that, because you cannot win. If you think that they got a movement out here on the street now, whereas you have to be politically correct, or you say something, you could get, you know, canceled, or you could get blackballed. Man, that's been like that in prison since I went in there when it comes to them homosexuals. So now that's just coming out here to the street, but it's been like that in the penitentiary. Them homosexuals, you cannot mess with them. You cannot just discriminate against them. You cannot do what you want to do to them. They human as well. You see what I'm saying? And they going to fight for their rights, and they going to make sure that if you come at them wrong, then you going to get the business, man. You going to get late, super late. So yeah, man, I just wanted to drop that on y'all, man, and let y'all know, man, some of the things that goes on there in the prisons, man, some of the things that I know may be unbelievable to y'all, man, and may be crazy, but this is the lifestyle that you have to live. It's in the same world that you live in, but it's in a microcosm that y'all can't really see, that we have to deal with when you in there, because you have no other choice. You cannot move to another state. You cannot move to another neighborhood. When you in prison, you're going to have to deal with everything that's around you one way or another. So you're going to have to be focused and get your mind right, man, because it's all about survival in there, and it's all about making it to that last day where you can get out of that world and get back into the real world and try to put your life back together. So anyway, man, that was a video about Michelle, man. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man, and let me know what y'all think about this video. If y'all want to know more about Michelle or other people in prison, let me know. I'll try to do my best to dig into this brain, man, and bring it out for y'all, man. TBP, man, salute, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Man, we moving onward and upward in 2022. We trying to get it, man. So if you're watching these videos and you like these videos, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you leave a comment. I just did a comment video. Might do one about you. So talk to me, man. I talk back, man. I love y'all. Be safe. Be smart. Make good decisions. Boom! Duck that hook, man.
The banking special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.